Hello, my friends, my family, my fellow artists, my fellow writers, my fellow musicians, my fellow boaters. I got some questions. Please do pass this along to your friends and ask questions. I love it when you've got questions because I include the answers in next week's blog. We're at the end of April here with the weather getting really hot. Today's not too bad, but yesterday it was in the 90s. Next week it'll all be in the 90s. And this shirt I've got on compliments. Sit, bud. There you go. Yeah, it's your boy. So this shirt is compliments of Saul and my friends Saul and Jack in Rhode Island. Several years ago, they went to Florida and bought me this. They know I like my Hawaiian shirts, and it meant a lot. It was one of my favorite shirts. Anyway, some of the questions that you had, and I'm glad you all liked the last story of the critter that attacked me, and I showed you the picture of it. I forgot what blog it was, but yeah, that was a scary critter. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm going to talk today about critter control on boats, and down south, one of the big things is cockroaches, and we get a lot of them. I told you I take a plastic water bottle and I cut it in half and I slide it up on a line, and I put a piece of tape around it, and I put the cone part of it facing the dock so rats can't crawl up. So I haven't had any rats since I did that. What I use is, and I learned this online, is for the critters, I have no cockroaches, but you have to be careful. They love paper. If you've got paper on your boat, put it in a plastic container, or put it in a Ziploc bag. I use this. This is called Combat Max, and what comes in this box is small traps that you break apart, and these are for the little. They call them German cockroaches, but the big buggers, the giant, they call them palmetto bugs. They're actually cockroaches on steroids. I've got one in this box, but well, I had one in this box. It was dead. Bird might have ate it. It's been out here for the day. This is a roach motel. These work really good as well. They're cheap. If anything, it lets you know if there's any more around. This comes in the Combat Max. This is a tube. It's got a liquid in it, and because the la cucarachas like the cardboard so much, they'll go in here and try to eat it. So you simply take some of this and you throw a bead of it inside the cardboard, and you leave that anywhere under cabinets. I got about 4 or 5 of them. What it is this will take, they'll take this, eat it, and it'll go back to the nest and kill what's in the nest as well. They're very filthy little things, and you don't want them walking around you when you sleep. And that was one of my first lessons that I learned when I came down here. Really important not to feed the dolphins. There's dolphins, there's manatees, but if you feed them, it's against the law, and you can get in a lot of trouble and get fined a lot of money for that. One of the things that cockroaches don't like, either the German ones or the palmetto bugs as they call them, is sodium borate, and I mentioned this in one of my other videos. They'll walk into it, it'll get on their feet, and then they'll take it back to the nest, and it also kills them. That's Baraxo laundry detergent. And so what I did is I put some in my bilge. Now, you know I have a dog, Kibo, so you have to be really careful where you put anything when you have animals. There is something in the little packets as well that, because the critters, the cockroaches are attracted to things like peanut butter. So I did see a dog try to eat one of the little squares. I caught it in time a few weeks ago. It wasn't mine, it was somebody else's. So you just put everything where your cat or your dog can't get it. And now I have a cool story. It's a really cool story. My friend Larry Flint, from Rhode Island, he passed away, and we did a lot of diving together and fishing. So we came up with this great idea to have a mooring on the water. I got my lobster license, and this is probably, I don't think any of it's legal, but this was 20 years ago. Got my lobster license. I took a lobster trap and I filled it with bricks, and then I put an anchor on that, and then I put a lobster marker on it. And I figured I've got a mooring out on the water. I did pay for a mooring. I paid $500 for a mooring, but when I realized it was $2,000 to have one put in, that was the easiest way to create my own mooring. So anyway, we were hooked up to it, and we figured we're nice and safe. There's more bricks in there than either one of us could carry a lift up. And a storm came in, so we were having a few cocktails, and we went to bed late, and we got a storm. We were in a cove, and the storm's rocking and rocking, and we just knew there was a lot of waves. We woke up the next morning, and I hear Larry's out on the stern, and he says, "I don't think we're in Oz anymore, Toto." And we were about 10 miles across the bay. Lucky we didn't get hit by a freighter or something. But anyway, lesson learned, stupidity. But we thought it was a good idea at the time. Anyway, share my videos. I've also, on my website, lawrenceo'learyjr.com, now have a series of art lessons. If anybody wants to do a painting, you can do a painting. I created a very simple art lesson to make a field with some hay in it, and a farmer and his boy walking down the path and some trees in an autumn setting. If you get a chance, go visit my site. I've got new paintings on the site as well. I've got about 5 more new paintings. The reason I get a lot more is I've probably got 10 that I'm working on that I haven't finished yet. So that's lawrenceo'learyjr.com, LAWRENCEOLEARYJR.com. Share it with your friends. Share my blog, my posts. I'm glad you're liking it. And please, if you get any questions at all, just put them in the comments underneath the video, and I look at them every week. So I've got my little list of answers, and this was the week before questions. But leave a comment, ask questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. Here we are in Georgia, the last few days of, I think tomorrow's the 1st. I'm not sure. I'm living on island time. What does that mean? Time doesn't exist. So my friends, my family, love you all, miss you all. John, stop working on those drums because you'll be playing them. And my friend Mike Messier has a really cool, what do you call podcast now? It's What's in the Box. So he orders stuff from different companies, and it's entertaining, and he's an entertainer as well, and a filmmaker. So reach out, MikeMessier.com. Anyway, you all take care. Miss you all. Keep smiling. There's only one other alternative.